Alright class, in this video I'm going to talk about the degree of a polynomial, and we're going to go ahead and start with the first set of problems here. I'm going to go and look at the exponent of each of these problems. For problem A, technically this is 5x to the first power, so I'm going to take the highest degree of this monomial, and the highest degree here is 1, so the degree of this number is 1. Okay. Now, if you're confused about that, let's go ahead and look at B, because B has two different exponents. We have 3 and 2, so we are going to take the highest degree possible. So the highest degree in this problem is 3, so that would be the degree for B. We're going to skip over C for a second. I want to go ahead and look at D real quick. I'll go back to C, but 8 times x times y, all of these have a degree of 1, so the highest degree of this monomial is just 1. You're not combining them, you're just trying to find the highest degree. Letter E, the highest degree is 4. Now, when it comes to constants like 4 and 11, their degrees are 0. They really don't have any. When it comes to writing these answers in standard form, you'll see that the constant, or the number that stands alone, is always the last number because it has the least amount of degree. Okay, so we are going to quickly look at problem 2. What is the sum of differences? So in this case, I'm just going to be combining my the two different terms. Right now I have a binomial. I have two terms here. Because they both have x squared, they have the same base, I can go ahead and combine them. So I could look at this as another way that you've seen it before, is if you write 3x plus 5x. This is something that you've seen in earlier in the year, and when we combine them we got 8x, but we didn't add the squares, we didn't add anything with the x's, so all we did was add the coefficients. So when we're looking at this problem, keep the idea the same, keep your bases the same, x squared, but just add the numbers in front. So your final answer is 8x squared. Okay? Number 2, B, I have x to the third power times y minus, they have the same base here, so if I were to relook at this in terms of what you do know, this is the same thing as saying 4x minus x, because they have the same base. And when we subtracted these two, we got 3x. And now we have other types of bases. Because they have the same base, I can go ahead and subtract the coefficients, so 4 minus 1, and then go ahead and write the rest. When we subtract and add exponents, we only add the coefficients. We do nothing with the exponential values. They'll stay the same. Okay, and then the last one, let me highlight my base here so that you can see. I have x squared times y to the fourth, and I have x squared and y to the fourth. That means I can go ahead and just combine these together, leaving the exponents the same. It's just the coefficients that will change. So this is kind of the same idea as 2x minus 7x, because they have the same base. All you have to do is really combine the first numbers. 2 minus 7 is negative 5x. So this will be negative 5x to the second power times y to the fourth. Just a quick video on how to add and subtract. You will see another video later on. So we are going to quickly go over standard form of a polynomial. What that means is you want your highest degree to go first, and then slowly your degrees will descend. So this is an example of what you might see. You have the highest exponent will go first, so x squared is our first degree. Then we go with x to the first power, and then really the constant, I remember I said the constant has a degree of 0. So these numbers, the 2, the 1, and the constant, which is 0, it's slowly decreasing. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in the degrees for all of these. So if you want to take a second and pause this video and try to find the degrees of these polynomials. Alright, so here is the degree of each of these polynomials. Notice that I've highlighted where I found the answer. Whenever it's a constant or a number that stands alone, remember the degree is always 0. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and talk about the number of terms. So when you're talking about terms, you're thinking of different parts. So how many parts are part of this polynomial? So for the first one, there's really only one part. There's only one number, so there's only, we're going to call that a monomial. Monomial means only one term. Number 2, for the next one, 5x plus 9. There are 2 parts to this, so the name for that is a binomial. So if you hear me say binomial, bi means 2. Like think of a bicycle, has 2 wheels. That'll help you out. The last one has, the next one has 3 terms. We call this a trinomial because there are 3 different parts. We have parts are separated by the pluses and minus signs. So right there we have 3 parts. Okay. And then the, oops, I'm trying to erase that. Okay, and then the last, second to last one, there is 1 term here. So this again is a monomial. And then the last one has 3 parts. So this is a trinomial. If you have 4 or more terms, that's called a polynomial. Poly means more than 4, more than 3 actually. So you might come across polynomials later on. So the last part of this video is going to be talking about how to write these answers in standard form. Remember, standard form is having the highest degree come first, then it slowly decreases. So for this one, all of these are in standard form because you have the highest degree first and then it descends. So for the letter A, I'm going to go ahead and write that in standard form. My highest degree is 4x squared, so that's going to be my first term. Then I'm going to add 3x so that I can maintain the same value. So this is my final answer in standard form. Notice how x to the second power comes first and x to the first follows after. The next one, this is a polynomial because I have 4 terms here. My highest degree is 5x to the third power. Then I'm going to try to figure out, okay, what's my next highest degree after x to the third? And that is 4x plus 7x. So this right here is my next one. But I can combine them together. So then it will really be 11x. And then my last one is minus 1. So this is my answer in standard form. Notice that my 3 is the highest, the 1 comes next, and the constant, which has a 0 value degree, is the last one. Try the last one on your own and see what you get when you check back with my answers. Alright, so C, 8x squared is my highest one. Then I have plus 2x, so this is technically positive 2x, and minus 3. That's my final answer. So hopefully you guys understand the different parts of polynomials, figuring out what the names are, because those names are going to be very handy later on in this unit.